the fans know, but they're like, until it's done, there's still that doubt. I don't know why, sir. I don't ask me. I don't have the answers, but it feels like that's how they played. There's still doubt, bro. Maybe after this one, then looking at it going, raw, we're 13 points clear now, leveled on games with 6 games left? Maybe.
With that, let's use that thought process.
Yeah.
Why was that then? Like, why have the performances been stinky since January, though? I would have thought that you can't have the first half of the season obviously has been way better than obviously the second half. First half of the season, August to December, what's that? 5 months, I think. 5 months. So you're telling me for 5 months of a season you played some semi-decent football, right? And it was better performances than what we're seeing. You're telling me since January you've kind of stunk your way through these games. That's a long time for you to. That's basically half the season. Like you've stunk your way through to the last. Only because we've got this massive lead. If we didn't have the lead, Jesus, it would have been peak right now.
Nah, if we didn't have the lead, did what Savage have been asking for? That's what would be.
Yeah, because I actually agree with you, because I mean, everyone has their own version of when they think the league was won. We all know it's not technically won yet, but I thought the league was over in December, bro. That's when I was like, it's done, bro. Like, these points are too much. And the fact that we'd only lost to Nottingham up until that point, because we hadn't even played Spurs and all that, bro, where we had lost in the League Cup. So I was like, yeah, it's over, bro. So hopefully the players weren't thinking like that too, but it just feels like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And again, Slot did change certain things as well, the way he was playing, the team was playing as well. So that didn't help out. But it just stinks, bro.
Maybe it's just maybe like, obviously we go into the season, there's no expectation on, say, Liverpool to win. Obviously from the player standpoint, they had their own expectation on what they want to win, but no one's kind of gave them like, oh no, Liverpool this season's going to challenge. No one did in terms of the mainstream media, pundits, stuff like that. But then he got to a stage, Sav, and in the January period where they're like, December period, he's like, actually, we could actually win this. And then I think the realization then set in, because before it was, let's just play, man, and see what happens. But then they realized that City don't want to win games, Arsenal don't want to win games, and then Chelsea, they were doing their thing, and then they just fell off. So they're like, oh, so you guys have left it down to us then. And I think the realization then sat in. Then they became a bit more cautious. Then it was more about get the result instead of the performance and the result. That's what I think, because we changed the way we played, and it is that's probably one of the reasons. Up to December, we was playing in a certain way, right? We was getting the best out of the individuals within the team, and we looked sharp. We looked like we were pressing well, progressing the ball well, and then after that, January happened. It was just like pragmatic. It just looked off. Like, just get the result. That's what it felt like. By all means necessary, get result. That's all it looked like to me.
You see, even on that, like, I agree with you guys in terms of the way that we played, but I don't think we changed the way that we played first, and then we've looked stinky. I think teams just figured Liverpool out, and then we tried to change the way that we played to play in a different way, because teams started to realize that if you man mark Liverpool across the pitch, they can't break you down. So guess what? Just man mark them. Sit in a bit of a block, you're good to go, kind of thing. But obviously, not every team wants to do that, right? Some teams generally want to come, they want to play a bit of football, like your Brightons, Villas, and stuff like that. But when teams started to realize that, that's when you started to notice that, oh, okay, cool. Like, you can actually really get at these guys. Like, they're not invincible, kind of thing. No team is, to be fair, but they're not invincible. And I feel like once that started to change, where I feel like Slot actually, yes, he changed it, but he's obviously thinking, let me actually, maybe teams have started to figure us out. Let me actually change it so that maybe I can stay ahead of the curve, which I rate. I'm like, no, that's calm. That's smart thinking, and I prefer you to be proactive instead of reactive, like lose games and then, you change things up, right? So then I think this way that we're playing now, you're right. I do think it is results-based kind of thing, but I also think, bro, we got mad momentum. Like, if you don't lose games for that amount of time, it then becomes a case of tactics are just tactics at the end of the day. If the team is on a crazy run, remember, as much as I cuss the team's not that, the team's not shit. Yeah, I mean, we rarely lose games anyway, even when we've been shit. So it's like you almost tap into that kind of that power, that Super Saiyan power that you've always had. Now you're just kind of showing it on a more consistent basis, and that's why I'm like looking at the team. I'm thinking, bro, like, like, it's just. Listen, just get the title, won, and then whatever. Like, I don't care when you win it. I don't care how many games it is. Just win the thing, because that will at least give you guys an excuse for why you've been so rubbish for such a long time. But if you obviously continue it, which is my worry, that's when man will start getting a bit, you know what I mean, like, right, like what's going on here? And I think that's what everyone's worry is at the moment, is that they're just worried that the way that we're playing, you're gonna almost take that into another season kind of thing, regardless of having a break and stuff like that. Obviously, right now is right now. Just get the title. Let's all go to the parade. Let's all celebrate, blah, blah, blah. And then we can worry about the summer when it comes. But yeah, I'll be honest, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but nobody can convince me. And I know you guys are not doing that. No one can convince me that you are watching a good team play. I'm sorry, bro. This is not a good team playing right now. Like, good players, but definitely not a good team, bro.
So what do you think he'll get better after we win the league? But there was something before I ask that question. I think, just to go back to what I was saying, my initial point, I think, you know, when you're on the verge of, I don't know, maybe like you're watching a program and someone's on the verge of winning like £1 million from who wants to be a millionaire, right? And then the options are there. Through the game, they're like cruising. They're like, yeah, boom, 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 answering. And they get to the point where it actually matters. And then you see the pressure. And when the realization sets in, you go, oh, I can actually fumble this. And I think that's what's happened to the boys, bro. They realize, like, oh, we could actually fumble this. Let's just find a way to win. And then it's very weird. Derby moments. Yeah,
it's true, but it's a very weird mentality to have that, considering the only team that was involved in the title race we fell off ages ago, and they keep dropping points. Like, I think Arsenal dropped points in over like 15 games or something this season. Like, if the team was right behind, and you start to feel like that would make way more sense than them being nowhere near you, bro. We've been ahead for bare points for ages. And we've been top of the table for most of the season. So what, brother? I don't know, man. But it seemed like a collective thing as well. So I don't know, man. Maybe I can't even believe that this is how our conversation is, because it sounds like we're talking about someone who just lost the title.
Yeah, I know, it's mad. Yeah. Let's talk about Diaz first before I talk about Virgil. Diaz scores the first goal. Performance-wise, I thought he was on it, bro. I thought he was on it until we shifted him into the middle. And you can see, like, he runs himself into the ground for this team, bro. Because then there was moments when I'm seeing him, he's in the middle, Paqueta picks the ball up and, like, jogs past him. You can see he has no energy to go and chase him down.
Yeah.
But he scored again. He's got another goal. He's on 11, league goals now. How do you guys find his performance for this one, bro? Diaz.
Yeah, funny enough with Diaz, his performances have been pretty decent this side of the year. So I think just every now and again he'll get a goal, and then people talk about the performance for that particular day, and when he doesn't score, his performance is shit. But really, it's been pretty decent in terms of his performances. But yeah, man, he's good, bro. He was good, man. He's making stuff happen, and that's what you want for. It's nice when him and Salah are playing on that same kind of level, and they're both making things up. That's where the balance comes in. Because even Salah was trying to get to the byline a bit more, and I'm like, yeah, bro, like the balance is there, bro. It looks good. So yeah, big him up, man. Big him up, man. I don't know what's gonna happen with his future and all that. I feel like I would never think about Diaz's future as everybody else would shut the fuck up. Because I've not heard Diaz say anything at all. So
just his pops in it.
It feels like, but his pop was speaking ages ago. I feel like everyone forces. It does feel like fans are trying to force Diaz out of the club. Because every time there's a conversation, they're like, "Well, Diaz is going to go Barca," and I'm like, "Brother, I never heard Barca say anything. I never heard Diaz say anything." So Barca look happy at the moment. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe everyone knows better than me, but I just don't know where it comes from. But
what are you thinking then, G, bro? Because as you said, you was kind of in and out of the first half and stuff like that, but he was on it, man. From minute 1 till 45, and then after that, when they shifted him as the inside, I think even the start of the second half, he was still playing on that side until we shifted him inside, up to about probably like 50 minutes or something like that. He was still doing his bits until we moved him. But what did you think about Diaz's performance?
Wish Shabir was here, man. So much enthusiasm, like that. That's kind of what his performance is. Bare enthusiasm. Just, you know what I mean? Do it like Diaz does, though. That's what he brings to the team. So I'm definitely not gonna get onto someone for bringing that. At times the quality, I don't really feel like that was there. I'll be real. But the enthusiasm was there. He was, he was just working hard. Yeah, like I don't know, bro. Like honestly, like, I just don't. I didn't watch it and think like he was amazing or anything. Like I'm not saying you said that by the way, but like yeah, just
Mm.
I did. Yeah, he was like he was good.
You know
Like he
it's
was
up, man.
okay.
It's over. Gee, just forget it, bro. Once man mentions enthusiasm and energy, and it's over, blood. This,
Yeah,
we get
but you know, something I couldn't even lie. Like if I genuinely thought like, yo, like he was like, let's put it this way. For me,
Mm.
Salah had a better first half than he did. So in my head, I was just
Yeah.
like, well, the reality is, obviously, I'm not saying that you can't have one. I'm not saying that you should have one. But it was just, yeah, he was calm. Like if you had to rank it in order, Salah, Diaz, and then